Thanks for having me. What do you feel or see when you hear this phrase? Thanks for having me. I cringe. The visual associated with this is yucky. I hosted a radio show for 19 years and interviewed over 600 guests. I continue to interview guests in my podcast, Your Intended Message. It's the podcast about communication and business. Please listen in to Your Intended Message. Sometimes the guest says, "Thank you for having me." Yuck! I didn't have you. There are two ways to interpret this phrase. You were either duped or eaten. The past tense of have is had. If you were had, that usually means you were cheated. I didn't cheat you. The other interpretation of have is eaten. What did you have for lunch? A hamburger. It was delicious. What did you have for dessert? A creme brulee. Who did you have yesterday? That's a relevant question for Hannibal Lecter. Remember Hannibal the cannibal? He could answer, "I had a census taker, along with a nice Chianti and fava beans." I suppose that the ghost of that census taker could say, "Thank you for having me. Trust that I was delicious." Stop saying, "Thank you for having me." It's gross. Instead, you could try, "Delighted to be on," name of the program. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to your audience about the topic. It was a pleasure to discuss how people can benefit of the topic. Thanks for inviting me to speak to your audience on name of the program. Thank you for the engaging conversation about the topic. Notice how these phrases are much more thoughtful, engaging, and friendly. Until I switch to the cannibal diet, I'm not going to have you. So please don't say, "Thank you for having me." Beware of the weed words.